All right, Vlad, we're back. Part C, I guess this will be the third installation. So we've got the pedestal all wrapped, and these last steps are going to be just trimming the edges, and we do that with a couple different tools: razor blades, sanding blocks.
Here, I'll show you everything. So you're gonna want a ruler, a really good ruler of some kind. Doesn't really matter. You want an X-Acto blade. Definitely the little titanium bits are the best for cutting through vinyl. And then you're gonna want I believe this is called a Kaizen knife from Fastcap. Just an extendable blade so that you're able to bend it. We really want it to be able to bend.
A flexible something.
Yep. And then
a sanding block.
And then also a sanding block, yeah, which we just use. Oh, sorry.
Nope.
We just use half-inch material. I think it's an MDF. We just put 150 grit on that. So yeah, we're gonna start by sanding the excess vinyl off the bottom. Oh, sorry. So I'm just gonna be pushing in. I don't want to be pulling back or up on the vinyl because that's gonna pull on the adhesive. So I just want to cut it along the bottom of the pedestal. And I'm going at a pretty sharp angle just to ensure that I'm not rubbing the vinyl off the base of the pedestal. I just want the bottom of it to be nice and cut. And this does take a little bit of time, so I'm not going to show you the whole process, but as you can see already, I'll take this from you. As you can see already, this is still connected, and then this is after sanded. It's cut right on that edge. Looks super clean. And then we get rid of that excess. All right, let's move on to trimming the excess off the side.
Okay. So he'll repeat that process, obviously all the top and the bottom of the pedestal.
Right.
And then here's the what will be the vertical seam, obviously when the pedestal is upright. This is where the ruler and the blades are going to come into play.
Oh man, this is tricky because it's all moving.
It's wobbly, yeah.
All right. So what we want to do is, so this vinyl is overlapping that first half-inch that we stuck down when we first started the wrap. This is that line that you see here. So we're just going to try and cut this excess piece as close as we can to this line right here. So what I'm doing is I'm just throwing a ruler on the edge here, and I know that it's a half-inch in, so I'm going to put my ruler about 3/8 in from the edge, because I know that will give me a nice 1/8 inch from that little border. So yeah, after our ruler is placed, this is a little tricky because our goal is to cut through the first layer of overlaminate vinyl, but not the second layer. So it does take a little bit of practice, but you'll get it. So yeah, I just start at the bottom here, work my knife up, and occasionally you have to move around just so you don't cut your hand. And I'm putting a decent amount of pressure, but I'm also trying to be gentle because I know that I don't want to cut through that second layer. And then from this point, so we know that the top is not going to get any graphics similar to your pedestal. So this half-inch that's overhanging on the top, we don't really need to worry about. So I usually hold this and I cut that final like half-inch off of this excess so that it's a lot easier to peel. Otherwise you're gonna struggle when it sticks to the other piece of vinyl. Oh yeah, and as you can see, after cutting it, we got a nice clean line, and that peels right off. And then I just run my fingers back over it, making sure it's a nice clean seam.
Okay. Looks good.
All right, now we're gonna move on to the top. So I'm gonna go get a heat gun. We might want to pause right now.
Okay. We're gonna pause for a second. We'll be right back.